Have you ever focused on something that you don't want, that you continue to repeat? Perhaps you're not really grateful for the circumstance you're in, and then you find yourself in worse circumstances. I've definitely experienced that. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are we repeating to ourselves? What narratives are we supporting? How we talk to ourselves, our mental diet, what we're emotionally involved in and with, eventually does reproduce in our life. Not exactly, maybe not exactly how we're thinking about it, but we do kind of see those results because it's confirmation bias. Whatever we're thinking, our brain will scan for and find evidence for it. So what are we looking for evidence for? I always say our mind is like a Google search bar. Whatever we're searching, it's going to give us search results. It's going to show up in our algorithm, so to speak. And the algorithm is the outside world all around us. Isn't it funny how we all live in the same world? You can be in the same job with coworkers and everybody sees things a little bit differently. Y'all have the same boss, you have the same coworkers, but our thoughts about it are different. Why? It's the stories we tell, it's our attitude, it's our perspective and our perception of things. And if we don't like how we're feeling or how we're thinking or our perception or our perspective, are we going to change out here? No, because this is not where the problem is. This is just a result. We got to go in and change how we're thinking about it. And it doesn't mean we have to accept, a crappy job or something. It's just we have to take responsibility. Then we should leave the job. We can leave the job. We deserve whatever we want. If our heart is pure and we truly want something, there is no reason for us not to go after it. So remember, every single thought, any idea is a mental picture that if we continue to replay it and hold it and kind of put it on the bulletin board of our mind, it's like a vision board. It's like an inner vision board. When we focus, whatever we focus on, whatever we continue to impress in our subconscious mind will be expressed in our world, in our physical world. Think about people who are always complaining. Something's always going wrong in their life. It's a trend. And we can feel sorry for them and think, wow, they just have bad luck. Remember, the Google search engine, if they're thinking about the worst case scenario and bad things happening, they're going to find it. It's like they're a magnet. They truly are a magnet for it because that's the vibration they're giving out. We are electromagnetic beings. Our thoughts are electric and they get sent out, and our physical bodies are magnetic and we get returned back the same vibration that we're putting out. So it's like a constant ebb and flow, push and pull, give and take. It really is. We are electromagnetic. Thoughts are electric. Our bodies are magnetic. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And again, the picture of the mind, if we imagine it, this is the mind, the circle is our mind, the top part is our conscious thinking mind, the bottom part is our subconscious feeling or emotional mind. The ancient Greeks and the Egyptians knew that the subconscious, our psyche, this is where our heart really lies. This is where our emotions grow and harvest our thoughts, our thought seeds. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so whatever thoughts he gets emotionally involved with and puts into his heart of hearts, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that's the results we get. So again, we don't get in life, the results that we get in life are not a reflection of what we are consciously thinking about or the ideas that we entertain or what we talk about or our good intentions. That is not what produces the results in our life. For example, today's January 1st. Happy New Year, by the way. But whenever you watch this video, a lot of people want to change their results. They have New Year's resolutions. They want to get healthier. They want to get better in their finances. They want to find love in their life. They want to change jobs, careers, houses. They want different physical results in their life. They want to experience life in a different way. So they have a lot of thoughts and ideas in their conscious thinking mind. But if that's all it took was to think about something and then we create it, it would be really easy. Why is it so hard? Why do so few people get the results they want in life? Because of this. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he in his results. This is the culprit. This is what people don't understand. We are, most of us, 95, 98% of us, are emotionally involved in what we don't want, in negative things from the past, beating ourselves up, letting the criticism, past failures, low self-esteem, a poor self-image. That is what we're emotionally involved with. So when it comes to our self-image, how we think about ourselves creates an image. So we think a certain way. I don't want you to think about what you think about yourself. I want you to explore what you feel about yourself. Because if you think one way about yourself, like I'm amazing, I deserve a raise, but you don't feel worthy of one. And remember, this is subconscious. This is not always in our conscious awareness. If the way we think about ourselves, the way we see ourselves consciously does not match the way we feel about ourselves, that's when it creates chaos and confusion out here because we think, I used to do this. I used to think I loved myself. I had high self-esteem. I was confident, but my results didn't match that. When I really explored my deep emotions, how I felt, insecure, not confident. That's what was producing my results. So Raymond Hollywell is telling us right now, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Those are the results, his life. By their fruits you'll know them. What are we getting emotionally involved with? What's going on in our subconscious feeling mind? And they're not conscious thoughts. It's more of a feeling, but the feelings are dictated by our thoughts. Or other people's thoughts if we let them in, right? It's like if you've been bullied when you were a kid, or you got made fun of, or you had, verbally abusive parents or siblings or relatives, if you let that into the precious, precious soil of your subconscious mind and your heart and you believed it, we really have to challenge those negative beliefs and rip them out by the roots and replace them with the truth. What's true about you? That you're capable, that you're worthy, that you are confident and competent. But it's those weed seeds that kind of get in there and strangle any good thought we have. That's why we don't get the results we want. But that's a whole nother topic. Okay, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You may have read or heard the statement before. It has been taught and expounded by philosophers of every age. You may have tried to prove this statement by ridding from your memory all negative thoughts, but because it took determined and persistent effort, you wearied. Then you dropped back into the current of old conditions and ideas. If anything, became worse off than before. This is when you see someone, or maybe you've experienced it, like you thought the thoughts, I want to get fit, I want to get fit. And you start to see results and you start feeling like, oh my gosh, maybe I can be this new version. I used to be a size 10, now I can be a size 8. I'm kind of feeling it. And we start to get results. But we sabotage ourselves because there is still negative programming that we're a size 10. So remember, down here, we were a size 10. We saw ourselves, we are emotionally involved with a size 10. So size 10 was our results. But we started entertaining a size 8 idea. Then we kind of got emotionally involved with a size 8 idea. And now we're starting to lose weight. Do not get it twisted. This size 10 wants to rule the roost. It's been there, it's been established, it wants control. So it will sabotage you in ways like, I've been doing really good, I'm losing weight, let's go get a burger, let's go get a milkshake. Then you start getting a little lenient on your workouts, then bloop, your weight goes right up to a size 10. Then you say, oh my gosh, I've gained weight, this isn't working. So then we get back with the current of how it's been going. It's a very strong gravitational pull. If you've ever heard of neuroplasticity in neuroscience and the world of psychology, it's like our brain, our actual physical brain in our mind has pathways that it's like wired a certain way. The way we think, it's repetitive. Or like if you've ever been in a current, like a riptide in the ocean, it's like, it's a strong current, it'll pull you. It's like a current. That's just like our thoughts, our old negative thoughts. But if we want to swim away and get into a new current or pave a new path, we do that through mindfulness. And that's where neuroplasticity comes in. Through mindfulness, through thinking new ideas repetitively, really establishing that new path in our brain and making that current stronger, we build that new pathway and we can rewire our brain. But that takes consistent work. It's temporary though. And we have to remember that because we're almost there. Like, don't give up. Do not give up. If there's any change you want to make in your life, you can truly rewire the way you think about yourself, the way you see yourself, your self-image, the way you think, all of these things through mindfulness, really changing the wiring of your brain. And he's saying it took persistent effort, and then we ended up wearying. We dropped back into that old current, the old way of thinking, the old pant size. And then we end up maybe putting on more pounds, even worse off than before. So Raymond Hollywell goes on to say, some people don't like to hear that statement, that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, that our thoughts create our experience of life. He says, people hearing that statement are not impressed, for they could not accept the assertion that all inharmonies of life are the result of their own beliefs, or of their past thinking crystallized into belief. They prefer to blame this upon something or someone else. Even God is given a share of the blame. There are others who believe that in God's good time, all things will eventually work out in their satisfaction, but this is not so. That is so important. I was just talking to somebody about that today. I mean, I talk about it a lot. And Bob Proctor, my mentor, used to always say, God will do nothing for you, but he'll do everything through you. We think just because we're good people, we've worked really hard. We have pure hearts. We give to charity. We tithe. Surely something good's going to happen. No, we have to put in that inspired action, because if we don't take any action, nothing can react, right? It's like we take action and then we get a reaction, we get results. But if we just continue thinking the same old way and doing the same thing, we're just going to keep getting the same results. So it's our job. We have that free will to think anything we want, and nothing can overturn that. It's our job to change our thoughts from within. So a lot of people blame outside circumstances. I used to do that as well. And I used to think, wow, something surely has to change. No, Carla, I surely had to change. Then things will change. There's a really great metaphor of, somebody standing in front of a mirror and things aren't going good for them. The results in their life are really crappy. And they're looking in the mirror of life and they see the reflection of themselves and they're pissed and they're just like scowling and they're looking at the mirror and they're like, and the mirror represents their reflection, represents their life. And they go, you know what? I'm not going to smile until this reflection smiles. I will not smile. I'm not going to be happy until this changes, which is a reflection of them. Do you see how silly that is? Do you think the reflection's going to change before their face changes? No, I have to change. We have to smile. And then the reflection smiles. It's always us. We start and then we get the results. We can't wait for the outside world to change before we get happy. And I get it. It's really hard. It's like, well, Carla, when things are going wrong, when, I'm down in the dumps and I don't have any money and I'm overweight and I'm lonely, how can I be happy? The work is within. How can you be happy? I can't answer that for you. All I can tell you is that it is within. It truly, truly is. You just have to be willing. Just be willing for 30 days. Try it. Start looking for good things in life. I remember one time I was like, I was in a bad one. And I was like, what can I be grateful for? I was like, I'm grateful for toilet paper. I'm grateful for like a bed, sheets on my bed, like clothes, socks on my feet, anything, whatever. Start with where you're at, just to start cultivating the spirit of gratitude and positivity in your life. And just like the algorithm, you'll start to attract and see evidence. The algorithm will reflect back what you're focusing on. So focus on gratitude, what you're grateful for, what you do have, the wins, the positive things. Even if you have to go back years to like old past wins, whatever gets that emotion, that heart of hearts and that subconscious mind going, then start to plant the seeds of what you want. Again, a lot of people don't achieve what they want because they're focused on what they don't want. They don't even allow themselves to get emotionally involved with what they do want because they're so beat down by all the crap that's been happening. But we're the only ones to get out of it, and it starts from within. All right, so there are others who believe that in God's good time, all things will eventually work out to their satisfaction, but this is not so. These people are planning for a heaven to be gained at some future time when it is actually a condition and state of mind that can be had now as well as hereafter. So gratitude right now, you can be in heaven right now in your mind. Just choose a heavenly thought. In fact, unless it is gained here and now, it can never be had in the future. That is so true. Just like the mirror analogy. If we don't smile right now, this will never smile. If we don't find gratitude right here and right now, gratitude, things to be grateful for will never pop up. Because again, the outside world is just a reflection of what's going on the inside, how we experience it. And we're not responsible for other people's results, only our results in our life. And we're responsible how we react to other people's results too, because they do bother us. They do, affect us. But ultimately, we are not responsible for them, but we are responsible for how we react, respond, perceive, and think about it. And if how we're perceiving and thinking about it is not good, it's our job to shift that however we can get there. It's all a mind game. So people who do not take responsibility are planning for a heaven to be gained at some future time when it is actually a condition and state of the mind that can be had here and now, as well as the hereafter. In fact, unless it is gained here and now, it can never be had in the future. At some time in a man's life, he is forced to reckon with this creative law. There is no alternative. We are all forced to reckon with this, that the answers are within, that no one can help us. No one's coming to save us. A lot of the times when I was this person, I was like, come on, just throw me a bone. I wish someone would just save me. I wish I would win the lottery, all of this. I'm waiting for the outside world to come and save me. And I felt really pissed that no one was helping me. If I don't have my mind right, even if I did win the lottery, even if someone did help me, give it a few more months, I would sabotage and get the same results. That's why you see people who do win the lottery, they end up in debt and like in jail or wrapped up in bad business. The work is always within. It starts with us.